Well, as long as he doesn't take you away from me too much.
No, he won't. Eagles don't require too much attention. He won't take up any more time than Stub did. Hey, did I ever tell you about Stub?
I thought Stub was your horse.
No. Stub was my eagle. Yeah, 5 years anyway. He was a really good bird, you know. He really knew me well. We went hunting together and shit on my arm. Yeah, he was a good bird. Well, anyway, this one here, he looks just like Stub did.
I think Dirk would be a really good name for him.
Dirk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's not bad, I guess.
Well, anyway, you'll have somebody to play with while I'm at the lab.
Wait a minute, chicken. You gonna leave me all alone in a strange room in a strange city just after I got here? I think I'm gonna go see that snake lady while you're at the lab.
I don't think getting his name stenciled on that denim shirt is a fashion statement. I'm pretty sure he's just too stupid to remember it on his own. Don't we all stress-eat Cheerios and get faintly horny after being scared shitless by a deformed simpleton who fucked a Cobra lady while his mom was forced to do her bidding? No? Shit, you people need to get out more. Although I prefer the mystical batshittery of its neighbor Indonesia, Filipino exploitation has produced some highly amusing efforts, like Firecracker and a whole slew of Roger Corman picks, while hosting slightly more high-class works like Apocalypse Now and Platoon. Night, or rather several days, of the Cobra Woman, since this slithery little horror fantasy moves like a lethargic reptile in December, somehow manages to make the many scenes involving real snakes, many of whom had to be milked of their sweet, sweet venom to render them less dangerous during filming, mundane. I guarantee watching the poor makeup artist attempt to draw a shape on the chest of the titular Cobra was far more exciting. Cobra Woman is uncertain whether it's progressively feminist and this female Cobra hybrid is just feeding upon the men who've kept her gender down for so many generations, or if it's an indictment of powerful women and a revenge by timid male filmmakers who are fearful of being marginalized and dominated. If it weren't for the loopy mysticism angle, this would be a decent allegory for STDs and promiscuity. But it's ultimately just a strange little fairy tale about a gal who got bit by a magical snake named Movini, and now she sheds plasticky skin and gets all hot and bothered when she spies some plumber butt she can drain the life out of like a snaky succubus. Joy Bang was a happening chick who always seemed like the girl next door. Unfortunately, she never gets to square off against sinister seductress Marlena Clark because they're too busy obsessing over day-old milk Roger Garrett, who's got a thing for eagles, apparently. Now, I can understand buying a dog, a cat, or even a goldfish on a whim, but a fucking eagle? Off the street, no less. Still, the purchase of said bird of prey leads to a likely unsimulated battle between Snake and Cobra and sets Clark and Garrett on a fun-filled journey across Manila to suck as much life force from horny men they meet at the local cockfight arena. I mean, back room. Garrett is a bore, but the ladies do decent work, though they're upstaged by the snakes, who might not be scary to look at, but at least appear to be taking direction. Or they just got really lucky. There's a bit of action, a bit of black magic, and a generous helping of naked flesh, but director Andrew Meyer's pacing is bewilderingly ponderous, and while the story makes sense in the broadest of terms, the reasoning behind some of the plot turns is frustratingly opaque. When it's not being skeezy, there are several oddly hilarious choices on display, like an ugly hat that appears to be made out of Big Bird's hide, a poor nurse who's casually shot after being violated, and an admittedly cruel final twist that's almost hysterically bleak. One of the many uses of venom is in the production of fertilizer. And you know what fertilizer and this movie have in common? Nah, it was too easy. But despite the colorful setting and some loony scenes, it won't be scary to anybody except those who are deathly afraid of snakes. So, I guess I'll be showing this to my sister. Don't worry, she's lived a good life. Thanks for watching, you jive turkeys. Plenty more scary stuff coming up, so like and subscribe and have a happy Halloween.